Hey, Steven Zarita here. I'm back at that ranch in Texas we were in last Ask Hyperdrive, and I'm doing the third Hyperdrive tutorial for you guys. This one should be coming out on Christmas Day, so if you're watching this the day it came out, Merry Christmas. Alright, so here's what the tutorial was. The request was to make a morphing video. No, not like the Power Rangers morphing video, because I've done that, but kind of more of like an Animorphs, turning from one person to another, from a person to a dog or a lion kind of effect, like again, like you'd see in the show or the book Animorphs, which was an awesome show and book. More an awesome book than an awesome show. Anyways, I wanted to do this tutorial without the use of any third-party plugins. There's a couple tutorials around using a plugin called ReFlex, I believe. That's a much more advanced plugin than what I'm about to show you, and it gets more intricate and it keeps track of all the details and keeps the eyes where the eyes should be in the face's nose and the mouth and everything where it should be as the morph happens. But that is a third-party plugin, so I'm going to be showing you how to do it with a plugin that comes bundled with After Effects normally, and it won't give you as nice of a result, but hopefully it's something anybody with a copy of After Effects can do. So, in the spirit of the audience I have on this channel, being you guys are a lot of Power Rangers fans, I'm betting you guys are also Beetleborgs fans. So do you remember in Beetleborgs when they would transform, but individually, like when they would do it all at once? They'd have like the main sequence, but individually they'd have a different sequence. Well, this is kind of like that, so check this out. Alright, ready? Beetle Bond. Beetle Blast. Alright, so in After Effects we've got two things to get started. We've got a picture of a Beetleborg and a picture of my face. So here's what we're going to do. First we're going to make a new comp. We're going to call it Transformation. We'll make it 1920 by 1080. And it's going to be 5 seconds. Okay. And we're going to drag in a picture of my face. And we're going to add a curves adjustment because it's pretty flat, because I use CineStyle on my camera, which I highly recommend. I'm also going to scale it down so I can see myself a little bit better. So, just going to add some contrast curve. And a little bit of warmth by boosting the red and the yellow midtones just a hair. Okay, nice. Now we're going to go back into our project and bring in the blue stinger, which is our Beetleborg. We're going to make the opacity 50% so we can see through. We're going to scale him up. We're going to try to line up his face to mine as much as possible, so that way the effect doesn't break as much. Keep scaling it up. Now this is a really low res image. It's actually of a toy that I just found online, because I'm pretty sure that they don't even have high res images of Beetleborgs. Those were back in the 90s. Gonna hit Shift T, bring the opacity up, and then just toggle the visibility switch to see if that works. Let's bring the opacity back down to 50 and toggle the switch on. And move that up a bit. The ears don't quite match, but that's okay. All right. Good. Now we're going to pre-compose each layer separately. First one, Beetleborg. Second one, face. Now we're going to have to go in and mask out these layers, that way we can see everything. I'm going to start with my face. I've shown you how to do this before. It's just you trace around yourself, so I won't spend much time on this. Alright, that's the first one. I'm going to hit MM to open up the mask properties and feather it 3 pixels. And I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn on the Beetleborg and mask it out the same way. Second one is done. Same thing, MM, going to feather it 3 pixels. Let's center this back up and get started. I'm going to put the face layer above the Beetleborg, because that's the thing you see first. I'm going to go to Effect, Distort, Reshape. Now, I said this before, this is a less powerful way to morph images using this technique. It's very important that you pre-compose and mask things in the order I'm showing you, because otherwise, with the way this plugin works, it gets distorted and it messes up and it doesn't work at all. So pay attention to the order I've been showing these things to you. But it does come with every version of After Effects, so it's something everybody can mess with. And then if you want to make it more advanced, you can check out the Reflex Morph plugin I've been seeing around on some other tutorials. And I'll probably be picking that up myself sometime soon. Anyways, with the face layer selected, I'm going to set the source mask to mask 1 and the destination mask to mask 2. Problem is, there's not a mask 2. But remember, in our Beetleborg, we made the shape of the Beetleborg. That's going to be our mask 2. So we're going to copy it, go to face, and paste it. We're going to set it to none, so it doesn't actually add anything to the image. So now we're going to select mask 2 under destination mask and turn boundary mask to none, because we don't want a boundary mask. We're going to keyframe the percent, go to 4 seconds and 12 frames, and put the percent up to 100. Now it's going to stretch me out like that. And like I said, this isn't a perfect effect, and this is an example of it. Since we have the border here, we can't draw from the rest of the image. If you really wanted to make this effect work, you could make the composition bigger and then crop in. But this is just showing you the bare bones of how the effect works. So we have that. Now we're going to go to Beetleborg. Take the mask 1 from our face layer, turn it green, copy it, and paste it onto Beetleborg. Go into Beetleborg, turn it on, and set it to none. We'll turn off our face layer for now. Go to 12 frames and apply the reshape. I've got both masks in the Beetleborg. Going to set the source mask to mask 1, the destination mask to mask 2. And I'm going to make the beginning percent 100 and the ending percent 0. So we're basically animating it in reverse. Now when I play these on top of each other, they'll reshape in the same way at the same time. Then all I have to do is add a crossfade over the duration of that morph. So if I hit Shift T, I can go to opacity, go to 412, move it down to 0. And then if I quarter res this, and I can scrub through, you'll see that you get your shape from A to B. And actually, I can already see a problem. It looks like in the Beetleborg I forgot to turn off the boundary mask. So set that boundary mask to none. And then you have a rough version of a morph from A to B. So it's a really rough morph. I'm just keeping this tutorial short and sweet. If you want to know how I did any of the background stuff, let me know in the comments below. So like I said, not as advanced as that Reflex Morph plugin that I've been seeing around, but this is a plugin that everybody has in their copy of After Effects. So hopefully anybody with After Effects can get started making their own morphing effects like you guys wanted. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial. We've got one more in our very Hyperdrive holiday series coming out, and that's coming out this Friday. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss that. Judging by all the Power Rangers fans I've gotten on this channel, you guys are really going to like this tutorial. So before I tag out, be sure to like this video if you liked it. Comment below with what other effects you want us to show you how to do. And yeah, punch it. But before you go, here's a preview of what the next effect is going to be.